Hey everybody, welcome back to a little more wine enjoyment with Michael. Tonight we are going to try yet another experiment with lovely wine enjoyment. In this case, we're going to go to the region of Beaujolais, which is just south of Burgundy. Now remember, in Burgundy they grow Pinot Noir and Chardonnay primarily, the red and the white grapes. In Beaujolais, very close, they change the grape and they grow Gamay Beaujolais. It's a very different experience. It's a completely different price range, much simpler and less expensive generally, and it is made up of things called Cru, the CRU, where the wine is grown. There are 13 or so of these Beaujolais Cru areas. You may be familiar with some: Fleury, Morgon, Bruy, and in tonight's tasting we're going to do Julienas. Now, Julienas was named Julienas because Julius Caesar apparently traveled through there 2,000 years ago on his way to conquering the Franks. And we are going to have a 2018 Beaujolais. It is from the Chateau de Julienas. And you can see right here, they list the particular area was grown in their property, and they're not necessarily a special place because they are the Chateau of Julienas. They just happen to have been the owners of the building of that name. Beaujolais, the iconic pairing is supposedly a very fatty dish with this red wine. I've had Gamays from California. It's now grown in, for instance, the Sierra foothills. I've had the different experiences based on where it's grown and how it's worked. I've even had a dessert Gamay, which is quite nice. There's a effervescent dessert Gamay. It's a sparkling Gamay. It's really delicious and inexpensive. And yeah, so let's give our Gamay a try. The Gamays tend to cost 20 bucks. That might even be on the high side. In France, they cost less. And let's see how this fares. All right. So again, as usual, I opened this prior to the video experience. Big fruity nose. And a thicker residue coating. It's sort of a jammy nose and a very rich red purplish color. Really sort of strikingly full-bodied to the eye and to the nose. Let's see how it works on the palate. Very nice. Even though this is a 2018, about 5 years old, and Beaujolais are not known for their age. In fact, my understanding is they shouldn't age too long. The 5 years has given this a little softening of tannins. They're still there a little bit, little of the astringency, but a lot of fruit, very enjoyable, not particularly complex or structured. You get fruit initially, you get a little bit of the astringency of the tannins, and then it's sort of gone. There's not really a lingering experience. The fruit gives way to the tannins quickly. It's enjoyable. I would say compared to the other wines we've had that have more acidity, which is something, as you know, I like. This has less acidity, and so it doesn't sort of jump off the palate, jump off the tongue in the same way, but it's enjoyable. A little, without acidity, it becomes a little bit flatter. It's not that it has zero acidity, but it doesn't have what Eric Asimov sometimes describes as lively acidity. So I was talking about these Beaujolais Crus. You may have heard of Beaujolais Nouveau, the fresh Beaujolais. That's just young Gamay. Another Beaujolais Cru is Bruy. I'm showing this particular one because I got this one at Costco, so I know they're available, readily available, very inexpensive. The Julienas, which I'm tasting, I actually bought in France and had them shipped. So, who knows if the export market has the same experience as the domestic market in France. But so far, I haven't experienced a huge range of taste. I would say the Morgans. If you're here in Berkeley, you go to Kermit Leach. He specializes in the Morgan Cru, Beaujolais Cru. So you get a lot of that. You get some Fleury there. You probably won't get Julienas. You'll get others, but they're right next to each other. So it's just a location name within the Beaujolais area, next to Mâcon and south of Burgundy. And it's very enjoyable, and certainly for the price. If you just want to have a nice, big, bold French wine experience at a very inexpensive price point, the Beaujolais Cruise may be your ticket. Here's to Beaujolais.